My GF, 32 female, has been very sad since she found out her ex-boyfriend is getting married. So I, 30 male, have been dating my girlfriend for about 4 months now. Everything was going great for us till she learned that her ex-boyfriend of 9 years was getting married. They had broken up in June last year and we started dating in July this year. We have tons in common and we really enjoy each other's company. Anyways, last week one of her old friends, who knew her ex, informed my girlfriend that he was getting married to his new GF. My girlfriend was shocked to say the least, and when her friend left she went on Facebook and spent almost an hour looking through his profile. Okay, he was a longtime boyfriend, so she must have been curious. But ever since that day she has been really sad and stressed, and keeps spending her time on Facebook looking through everything about her ex and his bride-to-be. When I finally asked if he was the one who got away from her, she denied it. She said something along the lines of, "I want to see what's special about her." She says she isn't pining for him, he didn't treat her well, and that even if he asked her she wouldn't go back. In fact, he had reached out to her multiple times after breaking up, but she turned him down every time. So Reddit, my question this: if you don't love him still, then why be so sad about his marriage? Why keep obsessing over his bride-to-be? What am I missing here? He strung her along for 9 years and is marrying the girl he only recently met. That's probably where her sadness is coming from. Why wasn't she good enough to garner a commitment like marriage? What does this girl have that she doesn't? Not logical, but that's probably what's running through her mind. I dated someone for 8+ years who was basically the same as this guy you describe. I rejected his begging to get back together and moved on. If he had got engaged a year after I left, I would have been a mess too. It's more of a grief about life than a grief about love. It will weigh on you though, so be understanding, but also encourage her to go have a slumber party with her best friend and send her off with wine and her favorite junk food. Sounds like she is over him, but I would be shocked too. I'm sure she's thinking, are you freaking kidding me? 9 years? I put in 9 years and nothing, and now she is getting married to him after a year? What the hell does she have that I didn't? I think it's shock plus some personal insecurities on her part that you should give her time to just process. She spent her 20s with a guy that she very likely thought she would marry. He's probably took his sweet time until she realized her was never going to marry her. And now, a few months later, he is already engaged. It stings. Gives her a bit of space. It doesn't mean she is still hung up on him, but her confidence is probably eroded. She's probably sad she got strung along for 9 years with no ring, and she's probably thinking, did he meet her after we broke off, or was there an affair because they got engaged quick? I think you should give your girlfriend a tiny bit of space to sort of freak out about this. The way you described it, it seems to me this is a case of acute shock due to longtime ex getting married. Give her a couple of days to vent about it and be upset about it. If she can't let it go after that, then maybe you need to have a deeper conversation about it. But if you're willing to give her a few days, I'd say something like, listen, I realize this is big news for you and that you need to process some feelings about it. I'm here for you if you need to talk, but bottom line, fuck this guy. Let's forget about him and do activity or whatever she likes to do. You can mourn the end of a relationship without wanting to go back to it. Coming from someone who once upon a time felt this way about an ex's new GF, it seems like he probably didn't treat her well and tore down her self-esteem. Made her seem crazy for wanting to be treated better. That has a lasting effect. She now sees him treating someone else how she wanted, not necessarily the case, but I guess from an outside perspective, and wonders why she wasn't good enough to get the same treatment. Has she tried therapy? Update. My husband slapped me on our honeymoon and I feel humiliated. Original post. Hi everyone. I am so sorry I haven't updated yet. I have been so exhausted and emotionally drained this week. I came home all right and I live with Dad now. I went to lunch with my husband today. He was very apologetic and told me how he didn't mean anything of what he said and that he never has done anything like this before. He told me that he wanted to apologize the minute he did it, but he knew he messed up bad and didn't know how to act. When we were waiting for a table that last night on our honeymoon before the fight, a drunk guy stumbled and fell right in front of us, and I reacted instinctively and went to pull him up and ask if he was okay. The guy started laughing and said he was okay and maybe he should fall more often if he would be rescued by pretty women. He hugged me. I laughed and went back to my husband. The guy later sent us a bottle of champagne. This apparently made my husband very angry. He thought I was too nice and flirty with the drunk guy. And that I enjoyed his compliments. He asked us if I was from Spain because I looked like a Spanish actress and I laughed and told him no. He said he knew he would do something stupid that night, and when I started pestering him about the gift he wanted to get away before acting on his anger, but when I insisted on him explaining about the disrespect the family part he lost it. He has been feeling that I was slipping away lately. Before we went on our honeymoon I renewed my pill prescription and he thought it was very odd because we have talked about starting a family after we got married. Renewing my prescription made him very disappointed and frustrated because of my age. I don't have many good years left to have babies. He was hurt that I maybe didn't want to give him babies. I told him that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore and he started crying and telling me that he is sorry and he didn't mean to hurt me. He wants us to start counseling and not give up yet. He wants to prove he was the man I fell in love with and promised it was a slip and he felt so bad about it and will never do it again. I told him I will think about it. But deep down I know we can't come back from this. The hurt and humiliation I have felt this week is nothing that I can forget any time soon. And his explanation just made it worse. I wish now it was about furniture. Dr. My husband tried to explain why he hit me on the face. I don't think the explanation made his action more understandable. Unnecessary details. About the couch. This is so silly and superficial, but I felt I needed to explain it because many has accused me of being rude returning a gift from Mill. I must say that I have good relationship with my in-laws. They didn't approve of me in the beginning of the relationship because I am a bit older than my husband and they thought he should be with someone younger. Now they're very cordial and nice to me. When we told people we wanted donations as wedding gift, she told us she wanted to give us something else because she doesn't give to charity. It's always been like this. I always request donations in my birthdays and Christmas, but she ends up buying gifts instead and I respect her beliefs. The couch in question is expensive and was something I wanted to get eventually in my home. I am an interior designer and this is my passion, don't judge me. I know it's very superficial. My husband suggested the couch to her and asked me to send her the link, so I did. She ordered another color, blue, which is my least favorite color. I thought it was a shame to spend so much on something that isn't what I really wanted. I didn't return the gift, I asked for another color. I thanked her multiple times because I thought it was a very generous gift. Leave this marriage. He's only going to get worse and make excuses for it. It's your fault here and it'll be your fault when he yanks you by your hair to the floor and stomps you in front of the kids. Nope, my father has never slapped my mother in 40+ years. Yeah, divorce. There's no coming back from this. He's a walking pile of red flags. A lot of people have said, leave him, in a variety of different ways that you should listen to, and I'm going to tell you one more. I read your last post. The way you described this man using your body like a sex toy, knowingly putting you in pain during and then throwing you aside afterwards like a used tissue. This is not someone who loves you. He used sex as both a punishment and an act of dominance towards you. He literally admitted that he hit you out of jealousy because you helped someone up. What is the next random act of kindness going to earn you? A black eye? A split lip? A broken jaw? Probably all of the above. I don't recommend you give him any more time to show you. It's concerning how he wants kids so soon after a major conflict like that. He could be trying to baby trap you so the next time he hits you, it's much, much harder to leave. I hate that he is trying to make that slap your fault. The implication is 1. You flirted and it made him jealous, and then 2. You didn't perfectly manage his wounded ego. None of this justifies him slapping you. The addition about you being on the pill is scary. He was stewing and working up a full rage about something he never even mentioned to you, and then he used it as an explanation for violence. I hate his whole explanation. I'm glad you're leaving him. I agree that this is the first of many, that he has significant anger issues and is obviously prone to violence. Don't stay with him and definitively do not have children with him. The fact that he is trying to justify and explain the slap means that he feels it's okay to hit a woman, if you have a reason. Leave. He sounds toxic and controlling. Stay safe. Do not get pregnant by this man. He doesn't deserve you or any of your babies. Abusers will try to lock you down with a pregnancy. He was already talking about a quick pregnancy with you before the wedding and then he hits you on your honeymoon? I'm not saying it's premeditated, but there's a pattern here, and it doesn't end well. Take it coming from a criminologist. Domestic violence usually never is a one-time thing. Also, the fact that it started right into your honeymoon is a big indicator of this. My understanding is that he slapped you and did not felt sorry since he was rude with you after. He probably felt the urgence to cry and beg you when you said you would leave. Remember that this is a manipulation tactic. He probably will feel bad for real if you leave, but it doesn't mean he won't do it again. He would be more at risk to do it again if you come back, actually, since it's gonna show him that you are a forgiving person. Domestic violence don't always start at the beginning of a relationship. Some men are only violent physically after they get married or when a pregnancy happens. I, M30, found lingerie in my fiance's, F32, bag and she keeps saying I'm overreacting. Let me preface by saying that my fiancé works a regular 9-5 office job. She recently got transferred to another department after getting a higher position. Now I normally don't go looking through her personal stuff unless I have her permission, and last Tuesday when she got home from work and was extremely tired she asked me to take her bag that was sitting at the counter and put it in our bedroom. I casually grabbed her back on my way to the bedroom, and when I placed it on the nightstand I noticed a strange item inside since the zipper was half open. I decided to take a closer look and pulled out what seemed to be two-piece lingerie that I'd never seen before. I was confused and couldn't make sense of why she would take lingerie with her to work. I walked out and asked her about it. She sat up, she was lying resting on the couch, and stared at what I was holding in my hand for few seconds, then said she took those to work with her to change in case the underwear she was wearing at the time would start making her uncomfortable, but these aren't classified underwear. She argued that it's women's underwear and I have no idea what I was talking about. I said okay, then explain to me, and she got upset, then got up and snatched them out of my hand mumbling, "Jerk," under her breath. I followed her into the bedroom expressing how strange it was for her to take lingerie to work then keep them in her bag. She got annoyed and said this stuff is found in women's bags all the time, and again I have no clue. I got annoyed at how she was speaking to me and asked her to stop being rude while talking to me, but she lashed out in return saying it's completely normal and she didn't understand why I was overreacting like that over some replacement underwear. I pointed out I've never seen those before, and she said she bought them days ago and kept them in her bag or forgot them there if it matters. I just stared at her not knowing what to say in this instance. She got in bed and told me to give her some time to get some sleep and asked me to leave the room since I was stressing her out. I walked out and was upset with this whole thing. Now every time I try to talk to her about it she'd say I'm overreacting and tell me to drop it, but I don't know if I should, as something isn't sitting right with this whole thing. Sorry you are going through what you're about to go through. She made up two different stories. And let's not forget it was on top. Forgotten things always get left at the bottom of bags. She's up to something. I think her strong negative reaction tells you all you need to know about this situation. Now I'm not an expert, but I imagine a woman might bring spare undergarments to work during certain times of the month, but I wouldn't expect them to be the sexiest thing she owns. If this was for a normal reason, she wouldn't have reacted with anger. You are overreacting, is what people say when there is no explanation except the obvious one. But the way it went down almost seems that she meant for you to find it. 43F here. I've never even considered having backup underwear, unless in my gym bag. I usually shower after a workout and change clothes. This seems odd to me. Trust your gut. My coworker, friend and I have extra pants and underwear in the office because our periods have leaked through our pants at work before. Although the underwear is straight up granny panties and my fiancé knows this because I've bled through my pants more than once. My period really hates me. Her case however, suspicious. 32F here. She's up to something. If you grab underwear just in case the one you're wearing gets uncomfortable, you don't grab lingerie, nevertheless a matching one. Plus, her reaction is totally suspicious. Pay attention to other red flags. My girlfriend of 4 years just told me she got raped a month ago and cheated on me 3 weeks ago. I'm 28M and she's turning 23 tomorrow. I'm not really sure how to handle this. I've been in a bad 3 years relationship where my ex was untrustworthy, but this a completely different situation. To start it off, about 2 months ago she started hanging out with her friends more. She'd go out drinking with them and I was okay with that. I wanted her to have fun and not be controlling. Well, in late September she was at her friend's house for a small party, got really drunk, maybe drugged? And a girl took her into a room and had her way with her while her boyfriend was watching. My girlfriend was trying to push the other girl off and was saying no, but she was passing in and out. I really want to go to the extreme with this and some people. I just learned of this today. Right after she told me this, she told me she slept with another man 3 weeks ago at a Halloween party. She told me she doesn't know why she did it and that she doesn't even like him. After the rape happened, she felt super guilty about it and started to distance herself from me. I knew something was off and at the time suspected her of cheating on me. She thought I'd get mad about it, so she didn't want to tell me and just wanted to forget about it. I in no way would ever get mad at her about that. I feel significant other bad for her. She started smoking, drinking more, and hating herself. This all led to her talking to one of her guy friends about it at her other friend's house, drinking. And with him comforting her, we was able to take advantage of her in this state and ended up sleeping with her. I know mistakes can happen and I trusted that she'd let me know if this ever happened. I've also told her I have zero tolerance to cheating. At the moment I'm really not sure what to do about this. She's staying at her friend's house while I can process this situation. All of her friends, including me, that know about the rape are telling her to go to the police about it, but word travels fast in a small town and she doesn't want to be known as the girl that got raped. I love her to death. Our relationship has only grown stronger up till this point. And I really want to forgive her for cheating due to the situation, and I so badly want to help with the trauma she went through. And #X200B. Too long did not read. My girlfriend of 4 years told me while breaking down crying that she cheated on me after she got raped. The rape is not her fault and the cheating may have been a reactionary act. But she is really fucked up right now and it doesn't sound like she's willing to ask for help. You can't make her report it, and you can't report it for her. But after 4 years together, it sounds like she's pushing you away instead of turning to you as her rock in this hard time. She needs to talk to you about the cheating, though, and understand why she did it. Good for you for being separate from her right now. Unless she is willing to work on why the cheating happened with you, you won't be able to move forward. The attack is something completely separate and I'm glad her friends all know the truth. Hopefully they will confront the couple that did this and word will get around about what they did. Break up and move on. It's the best advice anyone can give you in this situation. Try to think logically apt what might happen in the future if you stay together. What is the most probable outcome? I have zero tolerance to cheating. You're answering yourself, assuming you have any self-esteem and keep to your own moral guidelines. Can you hold the rape against her? Of course not, you're not an animal. What about the cheating? Are you going to forever wonder what's happening when she goes out with her friends again, gets drunk, doesn't answer her phone for a night? It's going to sit on your mind every time. She's more than likely heading down a path of destruction. It happens sometimes after people are assaulted. For both your mental and physical health, I think it would be best to end things romantically with her. If you have it in you, you can continue to show her support on a friendship level. In the second event, it sounds like she willfully chose to cheat on you. In my opinion, there isn't any salvaging that. Best of luck. Don't be a martyr. She hurt you and irrevocably damaged the relationship. Move on. A lot of women who are assaulted start to do things sexually that is uncharacteristic of themselves for the sake of feeling in control of their bodies again. She's probably going through that right now. I think the best thing you can do is sit her down and breaking things off with her, saying that you recognize the rape has had an immense impact on her and that she needs space to heal and seek help and therapy and find herself again before she can be in a serious relationship, whether with you or someone else. You can still offer to be her friend, but it's probably going to get a lot worse before it gets better and will likely be very, very painful for you. Only advice is to wish her healing and the best. She fucked you over by cheating. You have to respect her own boundaries or leave her.